Hello everybody and welcome back to the Mindset Model YouTube. I'm so excited to have you here today. Now today's episode was inspired by my most recent podcast, which is all about hot girl healing. Oh yes. So this is all about being open and honest that you are on a healing journey, and that is okay. It is okay to do the inner work. In fact, it is sexy shit. Now, I was watching a TV program last night. My husband was like, "Oh, The Last of Us, it's back on TV." We're like, brilliant. And there was a scene within this program where one of the main characters, he was getting therapy, and he was like, "Don't tell anyone that I'm having therapy." And I was like, that's really interesting. That is so interesting that there's still that like embarrassment and taboo around getting help. And that's very much the mindset which is keeping so many of us stuck where we are, and people are so afraid of being vulnerable, and we've been taught to associate strength with doing it all alone. Look at me, I'm doing this all by myself, I don't need anyone. To kind of wear confidence like it is an armor, to never show the cracks. Literally, even if you are falling apart inside, you're like, yeah, everything's fine. That is what we've been taught to believe, and that's what we've been taught to show up. But here's the truth that nobody talks about. Actually hiding your healing is basically blocking your glow up. It is stopping you from being your best self. Now, therapy is not weakness, my loves. It's power. It is devotion. It is saying, I love myself enough to go inwards and stop running away and to face stuff that has been ruining my life behind the scenes. That is power. And it doesn't mean that you're broken if you're having therapy. Oh no, this means that you are being so brave and you're taking accountability, self-leadership. Which is one of the mindset model pillars. Self-leadership is about taking ownership for your life, your emotions, your responses, and actually doing that inner work. So I used to think back in the day that healing was very sort of like a bit of an icky sort of energy, a bit messy, a bit emotional, being too much. And I didn't really want to go there. I mean, I didn't have a choice. I literally saw every single therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, all the different brain people anyway. And it did make me feel at the time very embarrassed. I felt very weak. But after I actually experienced it and I learned a lot more about mindset and, really shed those beliefs that society had brought us up to believe in, I was like, no, this is good. So healing is the sexiest, most magnetic thing you can actually do. Because when you get clear on what is actually stuck inside of you, you become limitless. Like, you can take over the world. Like, your manifestations, they flow faster. Your relationships with other people, they really shift in a positive way. You stop living in survival mode and you start leading, self-leadership. So let's have a little look at the energy of therapy. So let's look at this energetically for a second. When you are avoiding your pain and you're suppressing your emotions, pretending you are fine, you're actually carrying a very, very dense, blocked energy, and that heaviness really slows you down, really slows down all of your goals, your achievements, and your manifestations. It really kind of sits in the body, and it basically makes you attract more situations, the same people, the same struggles, and you end up going on this endless cycle, this endless pattern, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? So that is why you need to do some therapy. That's why you need to do some inner work. But when you actually go into doing that, whether it doesn't obviously have to be therapy, even if you're doing things like journaling, coaching, anything like that, where you're going inwards and you are addressing those uncomfortable feelings, you're saying like, I'm done hiding and I'm ready to feel free. And that energy is when the universe is like, yes, you are peeling off those layers and you are ready to level up. So here is what I want you to know. Oh, yes. So you don't have to be ashamed of healing. You don't have to hide the fact that you're in therapy. You don't have to apologize for needing help or support. And, you're the one that's doing that deep inner work. And that means that you are going to get the biggest transformations. So let's drop the shame. Let's normalize saying, yes, I am doing the inner work and I'm changing my life. So, if you feel like this episode really resonated with you, I actually have a course coming out, which is the Mindset Model Method. And this is launching very soon, and I'm so excited about this. So this is a 7-day inner work program, and I've literally poured my entire soul into this, and this isn't something that I've just picked up a textbook and put in it. No, I've literally lived this work. I've embodied it. I've done it. I am a mentor within this field, and I actually use these strategies, these beliefs, to really help me to get to where I am now, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So I cannot wait to tell you more about this program. Keep an eye out for it. But just remember, healing is sexy. The inner work is sexy. This is all about you being your best self. Please share this with anybody that you feel would resonate with this message. And I cannot wait to see you in my next video.